Hello and welcome to CryptoTime. My name's James Coughlin and I'm joined today with Antonio Schillingford. We will be running through some really hot topics in the news and media at this moment in time. So we have got Citicoin and we also have Bakkt exchange, which we'll be running through. Really interesting stuff, as we know that Bakkt is very eagerly anticipated at this moment in time. So without further ado, I will kick off. But one thing I must say, as always first, is please do your own due diligence before getting involved in any new investment. And please do not misconstrue this as investment advice. Ready to go?
Indeed. Now, Citicoin, they were basically creating a global payment system. That is what they wanted to do, to interconnect basically the behind the door transactions that the banks were effectively doing. Now, they started that particular project in 2015. They just recently said that they're taking a complete back step because now other players have also introduced themselves. People like JPM Coin and a few other names out there as well. It's interesting because they have been digging into this for a long time and we've been pretty much monitoring it very lightly for the entire time as well. Now, with their token and their payment system, the reason why they're taking the back step at the moment is because they've looked at Visa. Visa have 10,000 plus corporate companies signed up to them, actually using their services. And what they want to do is they want to focus on more short-term gains as opposed to long-term gains. Not meaning that they're completely removing themselves away from the cryptocurrency space. It's just that they need to focus on short-term gains at the moment. So they're trying to improve their Visa payment rails and make changes and adaptations there. So it is a good thing seeing these companies play around with these technologies, but at the same time, especially if they're trying to create the entire platform themselves, that is a lot of money in research and development. And we were talking on our last episode about how companies and also countries are adopting this sort of technology to try and leapfrog people. And banks will do the exact same thing because banks have a place in the cryptocurrency space. It doesn't completely replace them. It just makes them better, more efficient, and also holds them accountable for their actions, unlike the traditional fiat system that we have right now. So it's good seeing these banks properly look at these coins and try and integrate themselves.
Yeah, there's not a lot of drawbacks really when you start looking at the kind of real meat and bones of it, because it's just basically taking what we already know from these companies and just streamlining it and making it quicker, faster, and more efficient. And I think the major thing that I love about it is the fact that there's that bit more transparency. But I think, as we mentioned before with the JP Morgan coin, they were taking it as like a private blockchain. I'm interested to see how this develops on. I mean, I don't know personally myself, I don't know if you've seen anything more about it, but they looking to make this a public ledger, or is it going to be just private and internal?
No, it will be private. It'll be private. But the interesting thing is, and this is very much on topic, but off topic.
Digressing again, are we?
Yeah. But it's just the way that, because I've been monitoring banks in general for a long time now. And anytime that there's a new bank that's created that starts gaining any form of traction, they get bought out every single time. And then that bank pretty much just gets buried. That bank's clientele will just merge into another bank's, and then that bank's name automatically disappears.
And then basically the bank that's out there already that's actually made the purchase then just adopts their technology and just moves on seamlessly. Is that right?
Yeah, but it's more of a situation of what we're seeing in the tech space now with corporations like Facebook. They're buying these companies to just shut them down. So now that they have the ability to potentially leapfrog because they're adopting better technology and it's just going to be quicker, cheaper, and better for them to actually use it. I'm very interested to see how the new banks within this space are really going to play out, whether they're going to sell themselves to the very small circle of the people that have been at the top and at the top for a long time now, or whether they're going to sort of stay true.
Yeah, no, I think that's nice. Are you happy to wrap up on Citicoin now and let's get into Bakkt?
Yeah, we can bury Citicoin for now.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. Sounds good. I don't want to kind of hit in too much with banks, as they're a little bit of a sore spot at the moment anyway in the crypto space, as we mentioned on the last episode. So Bakkt exchange. Obviously, we've been eagerly awaiting this launch. 2018, back end came and gone, and we haven't got Bakkt exchange yet. Then I heard it was supposed to be January, then it was supposed to be February, then it was supposed to be this month. And now I've actually read articles alluding to the fact that it may be late 2019.
Yeah.
Now,
Did Bakkt get moved back?
Oh, Bakkt did get moved back, my friend. Yes, they did. But pardoning the pun and moving the pun to one side, it's interesting because why they keep getting these pushbacks? They have had a lot of kind of intervention in terms of the CFTC, the SEC, in terms of the way they want them to operate as one. But let's look at the positives rather than the negatives here. And the positive is that they are now discussing about 58 different cryptocurrencies coming on board with Bakkt when it launches. Now, the original offering was just supposed to be around Bitcoin. This is a huge upstep in terms of what they're looking to do and what this will do for the space. I could see huge benefits in it being Bitcoin, but I really wanted to see the minimum of the top 10, top 15 coins within the cryptocurrency sphere being in that kind of mix. Now that we're going to have 58 of them, it gives us a lot better trading ranges. And they're also going to include stable coins such as USDC, the Gemini-backed US dollar coin. There's some real good stuff in there as well. So I think across the board, this is looking like a real hot offering coming from Bakkt. I just want to see it launch now.
Yeah,
that's my major thing.
I think they are going to have some surprises though. This is something that Michael and David, our CTO, were talking about in their podcast. And that's about the actual logistics of integrating 58 different cryptocurrencies. Not even 58, the difficulties of integrating 10 different cryptocurrencies. We know that it's hard to keep track of properly what's happening internally with a very few select cryptocurrencies. Now, imagine taking 58, you need to make sure that you're always supporting whatever the technology is that they're launching at that particular time. You need to build in the infrastructure. You need teams constantly monitoring those chains, making sure it's safe and secure. It's a very big task. And the fact that it's very early days and a lot of these cryptocurrencies, their technology is constantly changing, that means that company's got to constantly change as well. So it'll be very interesting to see how they integrate that many.
I'll agree, but I'll argue with it, right? As I like to do. I'll agree to a certain extent, yeah. But what I don't so much agree with is the fact that we're not countering in who ICE Group are, right? ICE are the individuals or the company that actually owns the New York Stock Exchange, for example. They're huge, right?
Yep.
And with huge comes huge amounts of money at the same time, right? So if they're in a situation where they've got lots of money, we know what we can do. We can throw power. We can throw developers at something. We can throw researchers at something. But where I said that I wanted to kind of go a little bit, but not too far into it, is where I then start to stop because, you know, Bitstocks is a prime example. You know, we're a fantastic company. We've got a great team. But when it comes to looking for new people to integrate into the team, that's very difficult because trying to find people with that kind of experience or that kind of understanding of the cryptocurrency space that can come in and immediately add value, because this is what Bakkt's going to need. They don't have time for, 6-12 months to go by where they're just training people and all the rest of it. What they need to do is hit the ground running, right? And whether that's because they've launched or whether it's now, all that stuff needs to be done in the background. They don't have time for things to kind of be delayed and pushed back any further than what it is. So I think this is what the problem is they can throw that money at it. And yes, there is talent out there, but is there enough talent to try and support exactly what they're trying to do in such a short space of time and really quickly? That's what I'm going to find interesting.
Yeah, I think I do believe that they will accomplish the task that they want to do, but there's a lot more cost-effective ways of doing it. And again, end of the day, the whole purpose of this space is about cutting costs and effectively it being a completely free and a blockchain that every single person can effectively look at and monitor all the transactions. So it just allows everyone's sight and accountability as well. So I do think they will pull it off, but it's not going to be an easy job at all.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And yeah, I think that's a nice opportunity for us to wrap up this crypto time. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please obviously look through where we're obviously posting our content. We've got stuff on Spotify, iTunes, which you can listen to. We've got the YouTube channel. Please don't forget to hit that notification button so you always know what exactly is coming from Bitstocks.
Indeed, and not just that, we have a lot of content coming out and a lot of content that we have done already. Some internally with Michael Hudson and some of the other key members here, but we're doing a lot in terms of the market leaders within this cryptocurrency space. So we're going to be talking to a lot more of them on a regular basis and hopefully delivering you guys some amazing content. So if you enjoy it, please hit the thumbs up. Peace and love.